No organization, no other people on the planet was using those words Aboriginal and Indigenous before Prophet Noble Drew Ali came on the scene and restored that. Look at all these organizations after his transition. Nobody was calling their people Aboriginal and Indigenous. No, everybody wanted to play this back to Africa game. Honest to the Prophet, who said in that literature pamphlet that don't confuse this with no back to Africa movement, because we're home. He the only one that told us clear cut about this being our land.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right. Oh, wow. People up in here already. Islam, Islam, Islam. We are here. We are here. We are here. Happy holy day to the Moors, all Moors and Muslims. We are here for 30 minutes, more or less. Again, happy holy day. I am Sister Tahita S. Najiola L. of Mercy or CalifaMedia.com, mrcicharities.org and com, riseofthemoors.org and com, and trying to be from certifiedmoorish.org and com. Because, yay, I finally got the website. Certified Moorish has its own website now because it was like burgeoning and blowing up. If you can't see it, there's like a list with a leaf. There's like a list. That's all the paperwork. That list right there. That Moors let me know at the last meetup that they were in need of. So I'm like, okay, that's a lot to go on a book site. You know, I don't think it's appropriate. So I'm going to give it its own site. And so certifiedmoorish.com and org are trying to be their own thing. I got as much done as I could right now. And now it's, of course, once it's all said and done, I hit publish. Now the site don't work. So I guess I got something to do this weekend. All right. So anyway, I'm coming to you as I have for the last few weeks, just to give some updates and, you know, let y'all know what I'm up to, you know, in the world of Moorish Americans. So maybe y'all can get in where you fit in, right? So we can get this thing going a lot faster further, right? And ain't this a trip? Tomorrow is June, and I have on a sweater. Tomorrow is June. Anyway, yeah, happy Gemini season. Before I get too far into it, yeah, this Gemini season, it started out with a bang. Because the Gemini man is making his presence be known. Come to find out, like, okay, I already knew that Trump and Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth and a bunch of Trump's cabinet members, they're all Geminis, right? And it's funny that Gemini men, if y'all don't know, I had this thing with Gemini men. I call them the devil, right? Because I got that from a Gemini guy. He said that the Gemini men are the ones messing up Gemini reputations. And then it came out that all those, I don't know how, I got to look into it, but somebody posted up that all those young men, because they were all young, that made that jailbreak in Louisiana, every single last one of them were Geminis. All of them were Geminis. I'm like, of course they were. What a way to start the Gemini season. Okay, so yay, it's all that. Hopefully it'll get better from here. So anyway, I'm going to run through my notes real quick. And because I'm already late. I don't want to keep y'all too long because the Sabbath begins. And I have some other stuff I want to get to, like trying to figure out why this website isn't working, which is kind of cool because I just put out a help wanted for certified Moorish for IT people. All right. And this is exactly why. I can figure it out, but I figure if I just ask somebody who does this like as a living, y'all could be like, oh, just press this button. It always ends up just pressing something that I just don't know about. So if y'all want, like, if you can help me with that, if I don't figure it out first, you know, hit me up at certified at Mercy, MRCI charities.org. That's an email. Certified at mrcicharities.org if you're looking for some work to help my website work. But I don't know. They said it might just be because it just needs to populate or whatever. Anyway, I'm going to run through my notes real quick because why? I have to respect your time. So, real quick, weekly announcements. Not going to keep y'all too long, okay? The Moorish meetup pictures from the Phoenix meetup are now posted. Those you can get to at riseofthemoors.org/PhoenixFire, which is working. And you can see everything that I have. And if you were there and have some photos, please email me at certified at mrcicharities.org to get the link to upload your own pictures. All right. So that's that. So the pictures are up. Like I said, Certified Moorish is now there. It's like an actual site. I'm just waiting for it to show back up. It's not working right now. But you can still find everything if you go to riseofthemoors.org/certified Moorish. Yeah, I don't know. Something's going on. I must be on the right track because I wrote it down. It was funny. I was working on this thing all for like 2 weeks straight. This is all I was focusing on, was getting this certified Moorish. I'm like, this might be it. This might be like the thing that helps me to retire, at least to help Moors, to help them retire. And 2 weeks didn't have a single issue with internet, computer, nothing. Didn't have a single issue, right? And then I swear to Allah, the moment, because I did the astrology and everything. I'm like, okay, I got to do this. And on Wednesday, the 28th, I think it was Wednesday. No, it's Tuesday the 28th at 3:51 p.m. Eastern Time. I get a text at 3:50 p.m. I kid you not. I should bring it up. I get a text at 3:50 p.m. from my internet service provider talking about, oh, the internet's about to be down for a few minutes. Soon as I hit publish, you know, that little globe thing at 3:51, and then it came back up at 3:52. I'm just like, well, whatever. I'm gonna keep going. I don't know what that is because I don't like resistance. Like, that's a resistance there for a reason. And now this happens. Like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it's one of those, you just trying to stop me because it's a really, really good thing type of thing. Let's see. Yeah, but at least with that one, I was able to go and publish it because, my internet wasn't working. Thank goodness I brought it up the day before on my phone and my data was working, so I was able to take care of it. And don't forget, we also have in store the Moorish Matter Magnet. I don't have the magnet with me. Instead, oh, yes, I do. All right. Yay. So, this is really cool. So, you like my shirt, right? The shirt is in shop, and there's also a magnet. You know, it's what do they call it? A buffalo. You take one piece of asset or whatever, something of value, and you just you chop it up and you use it for a bunch of things. Like, they didn't just eat the buffalo meat; they used it for like the hide to make clothing and tents, and then they used the sinews to make bows and arrows. Right? Let me see what else I can come up with. That's something that's gonna be on Certified Moorish. You know how to why are my eyes so red? How to make buffaloes. Anyway, and no, I ain't know nothing. I'm just like, why are my eyes so red? There's something going on in this room. Oh yeah, I'm trapped in my room because my children are home. Y'all know about that. All right, cool. I'm gonna just go ahead and fly through this. Weekly news. I don't know if any of this qualifies as would that work in China? If y'all don't know, I'm trying to help Moors to get a better understanding of nationality, because only in America is like a real thing where certain situations exist that would not ever even be like a consideration in any other country on earth, right? Not even any other colony. It's just only in America, right? So I'm gonna read a couple of headlines that a few headlines I came across this week that I thought were of interest. And if you think they fit in with that work in China, hey, have at it, right? So first one, I guess this is with that work in China. Desperately seeking relevance. That's my title for it. But the news the news headline, whatever, was more than 150 masked white nationalists marched through Kansas City. I don't know if y'all heard about this, right? I'm going to go ahead and correct the title. Again, desperately seeking relevance. More than 150 masked pink non-nationalists, because they don't have a real nationality, right? As they threw away their nationalities to try to claim ours, marched through Kansas City. And you should have seen the pictures. They were dressed in like, they had their banners up, right? Thinking white. I don't know, it's just so funny how fraudulent these people are. You're a white nationalist. I'm just going to say what you're saying. White nationalist flying the American flag. And when I look at you, I see a pink black person, because you don't have a nationality. You threw yours away trying to steal mine, right? And behind you is the United States, because there's no American flag unless you count in the continental flag. The United States banner. And I love when they they argue, it's a flag. Sing your national anthem, patriot. Sing your national anthem. Star Spangled, what? Okay, anyway. And I'm just looking at them like, wow, nobody was even thinking about y'all. Why y'all? Oh, then it hit me like, why y'all marching? You're trying to make people, like I said, desperately seeking relevance. You run the whole world right now at this moment. And it's slipping through your fingers. I love it. Why are you holding a parade, letting people know? And then they were all masked, except for like the guy who was at the microphone. All of them had on masks. They were wearing white balaclavas. But, I just look at that as the thought version of a Klan robe, right? Why are you doing that? And then it hit me, people hold parades, right? When they they want the rest of the society, whatever, to know, hey, we here and we about to do some stuff, right? They hold a parade. And I'm just like, parade. When was the last time we had a parade? And then it hit me. There has been a Moorish parade, and it was quite recently. If you had the privilege, honor, if you were lucky enough, fortunate enough to attend the Moorish meetup in Georgia, right? That Sunday, the last Sunday, and if you weren't there, you were at the rest. I'm sorry, you missed it, because it was a ton of Moors showed up, because it was. I drove 9 hours. They didn't feel like driving an hour and a half, so whatever, right? I was glad to meet them anyway, and they were like, "Yeah, it would have been a lot more of us, but they're at Sunday school." But I just remember walking with these Moors. We were on the Beltline. It's just a thoroughfare where you could just walk through the park, right? And the children got ahead of me, so I went to catch up with them. And I looked behind me, and it was all these people in the way, but I could find the Moors I was with because there were all these fezzes just bobbing up and down in the crowd. I wish I had gotten a picture of it. And I'm just like, first, and then I remembered it yesterday when I was hearing about this parade in Kansas City that kind of reminds me of the one in Birth of a Nation, right? And I'm just like, that, does that count as a parade? Because folks sure were getting out of our way. We were obviously together. And there was a lot of us. It was a lot of Moors. And there were children with us running around and all that stuff. Yeah, we got to do that again, right? I guess we did it in Chandler Mall. Can you have a parade in a mall? Because it kind of happened. I got a picture of it. It's a ton of pheasants bobbing up and down through the mall, right? And but yeah, I just thought that was funny. How those pink nationalists, I'll call them pink because they are, all right? Just like I'm not black. I'm obviously not black. I still remember vividly in school when they were trying to teach us the difference between black and white, because I guess my parents didn't hammer it home enough. Thank you. But I'm just looking like, this is black. God, are you serious? And then you're not white. You're wearing a white shirt. And you're obviously not white, right? It's like, whatever. You have to, it's like when children, as a parent, right? And I did this as a meat eater. You have to teach children to eat meat. Did you know that? They don't naturally like it at all. You have to teach them to eat it. Right? It's crazy. And so I guess this black and white thing, right? So I just say that to just say we need to start planning a parade somehow. Anyway, next piece of news, because I'm not going to keep y'all too long. Elon Musk. Oh, wait. Elon Musk now has his own city, all right? Because he ain't doing enough. So this South African colonizer has come over here to colonize too, right? He couldn't do it in Canada. I think they did try. He couldn't get it to work in Canada. He definitely wasn't about to get it to work in South Africa. Hey, people that, that I probably participated in oppressing because I am an apartheid baby, right? Can I have a piece of land to... I'm the richest man in the world. Give me a piece of land to build my own private city. And I think they actually have one of those in South Africa. The nerve. I'm gonna leave where I come from to go to somewhere else and dog out the people, call them out their name, and have the nerve to say, I don't want y'all in my town. Insane, nutso. But the fact that they have that kind of nerve and no right, it's just like, wow, Moors should be ashamed of themselves. Some Moors, because I had a couple of pretty interesting conversations this week, and both of them brought up, trying to get some land and establish our own stuff so we can stop having meetups and just having live-ins, communes, that kind of thing. So anyway, Elon Musk now has his own SpaceX city in Texas. Okay. And it's crazy. I'm listening to the news report about it. And if you've ever seen that show on Netflix, Wild Country, where they were talking about Osho and how he ended up getting control of that, or his people ended up getting control of the city they were around, they shipped in enough people to cast enough votes to take over. I'm just saying, he did it, right? I don't know why we can't do it, right? So, last one. This ain't nothing relevant. I just thought it was kind of cool. So, something happened 2 weeks ago. I don't know if y'all heard about this. It happened 2 weeks ago, but it was just announced last night. This is how you build a legacy. Whatever kind of legacy. It could be a banking legacy. It could be a shipping legacy. In this case, it's probably going to be an entertainment legacy. So 2 weeks ago, just announced this last night, Eddie Murphy's son and Martin Lawrence's daughter got married in secret. They just announced it, right? And I'm just like, wow. Now that's major. Not because they're, even though I respect clowns. I look at clowns as like NBA. That's my NBA, because you know how to make people laugh at themselves while learning something. So that deserves respect to me. So anyway, so these two men have connections, they have resources, and now they get along. They're supposedly really good friends. And now their children have united in matrimony. I wonder what the lives of these grandchildren are going to be like. Can you imagine having these two dudes as your grandfathers? Your grandfathers are friends. I'm just saying, right? And then it's like, yeah, that's really cool. I'm not saying that, their child is necessarily going to end up a comedian. They might end up in that industry though, right? And just the fact that you two you have the opportunity to pool, POOL, those resources behind the children of your friend, because those are your children too. It's really cool. It's just really, really cool. I just thought it was great. Just something to make you smile. All right, so the main topic, 16 minutes in. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe so that this message may be spread widely to assist in our mission to normalize Moorish. We are not all Moors. I'm about to get into this one because I saw something interesting that went along with the whole thing where, all gingers are black. All gingers are black, even though they haven't been claiming it. If anything, they've been trying to resist it, right? Like I said, I got a few times. I've gotten my good European education. Mine is in history. That's what my degrees are in. I have a lot of them, but that's the main area. It's history. And I'm just like, yeah, this reminds me of when I was in college, right? I was like a older student. And only reason people would talk to me was because I'm in Nebraska at the time and I'm from Chicago. So people thought that was kind of cool. But I didn't have that many people I actually hung out with until I pledged Zeta Phi Beta. I pledged and that was it. I never paid any dues. I lost my membership card 3 weeks later and never replaced it. So whatever. It was just to do something. But it was an experience, right? I was the only one. I was what do they call that? The captain and the anchor. I was the only one, right? And I noticed how people treated me before I did this, before I pledged, and how the same exact people acted the moment I crossed, because I was on stage by myself stepping, right? It was amazing. And I showed out. And I'm just looking at these people like, I know you. I've said hi to you, and you acted like we were still in high school. And it's like, oh, okay, it's like that. But now that I'm this, now I'm worthy, and everybody has seen me on stage by myself with the lights on me. Now I'm worthy of being spoken to. You know what? Whatever it was yesterday, that's what it is today and forevermore. Because thank you for showing me what a phony you are. And this goes right along with, we are not all Moors, right? And I'm bringing that up because everybody want to be black now. I'm looking at black. I ain't fighting for black. Take it. Have it. It's yours. And if you're one of these people calling yourself American, it's definitely yours. You are black. You have nowhere to return to. And if I was your people, I wouldn't let you come back either, because you might try to colonize me, right? So anyway, gingers are all black, even though my research says that these same people were doing, and everybody that came over here classified as black, the lowest part of our particular society, every one of them has a Supreme Court case attached to them where they were resisting being called black. So now all of a sudden you down with that. All of a sudden out of nowhere. No, it's not. Our people are always the last to find out, right? Not all of us. Some of us know exactly what's going on, right? Just like some of us know we're Moors, but we're waiting for the other ones to stop calling themselves black, right? The ones that's like, oh yeah, kumbaya, everybody, it belongs to the world. Anyway, so I saw that like, yeah, whatever. Y'all ain't black, because if you were black, why haven't you been claiming it before now? Before some benefit that you feel coming on the horizon. Now you trying to claim some stuff, right? Now you trying to be down. For whatever reason, I don't care, right? I'm not fighting you for being black, but I can see how this could be a slippery slope into you trying to claim, oh, yeah, we were black, now we all Moors. No, we're not. No, we're not, right? And I actually have the book. I've been reading it. Do I have it? It's probably downstairs. But I have it somewhere. Here it is. I sure do. This is why I brought it up, right? I can't stand stuff like this, all right? This book is like a man in the delivery room with his wife, and she's screaming in pain, telling him how much it hurts. And he's like, it ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. What would you know about what it is? What would you know about it? This book is written by Anwar Majid. I think he's Pakistani. And I'm like, I shouldn't even read this mess because I already know what it is. And it sure was what it is. They're turning what our people went through into a metaphor. Okay? A metaphor don't matter. A metaphor is a fart. All right? That's what okay. Oh, we're all Moors. No, we're not. Did you have your identity stolen? Right? It's just like, it just infuriates me how people try to diminish what you went through so that they can justify stepping in line in front of you to benefit off of what you went through. Like I said in my post, they want our rhythms, but not our blues. Right? They always waiting for us to go through some stuff, and then here they come. I have a degree in history. It keeps happening, and I see it. It's about to happen again if people let it happen, and I'm seeing it happen. And this whole thing with we are not all Moors. Like, you don't get to say that. You're not a Moor. We are all Moors. The only one that gets to say that is a Moorish woman, not even the men, because you are what your mother is. Are you sure that's yours? Man doesn't even know he's a father until a woman tells him so. So the only one that gets to say, in my opinion, the only one who gets to say it's like your grandmama, right? I don't care. The only one who can top grandma is the courts. She can look right at it and know if that's hers. All right? Same thing. And no, you don't get to tell, just like that one drop rule. Who made that rule? I didn't make that rule, right? Which is why I do not claim Becky's babies. Yeah, he got half drops. Half of him is his father's drop. I don't claim you because you are what your mother is. Not just genetically, because that's whose brain you have. That's who's been raising you for the set. Everything is huge to children. I'm a mother. My other degrees are in education. I've worked with children, all right? And it's just like everything is big to them, and it's permanent. That's why you got to be so careful with them. And you were raised by the scourge of the earth. I don't care if you got a nice tan. I really don't, right? You're damaged goods as far as I'm concerned. But this whole thing with folks trying to claim blackness, and I'm seeing it, y'all gonna eventually come from Moorishness. And it reminded me of a conversation I had with a Nigerian guy at the grocery store, right? Because I was up there doing something and he needed my ID. And he looks at it like, oh, are you Nigerian? And I just look at him like, dude, it just came out like, dude, do I look Nigerian? He just looked and started laughing. He's like, no, not at all. I just asked because your name, you have a Muslim name. I'm like, dude, anyway, no, I'm not from Nigerian. I'm from here. I just left it at that, right? And we started talking and blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, I'm Nigerian. My mom is always getting on me about, stop. He's a young guy. He's in his 20s. Y'all know me. You've been probably witnessed how people just they just like reveal their life secrets they just open up all the cabinets for me. I don't know why. I do know why, but it's just like, whatever. So he's telling me how his mother is pressuring him to stop copying and stop trying to be so Americanized, not necessarily black, right? And and he was just like, well, I don't see, I'm not in Nigeria. I don't see the point of like honoring that. I'm here. I need to be like doing that. And I just had to be like, dude, are you serious? Think about it for a minute. When you say Nigerian, are you Igbo or what's the other one? Yoruba. And he's just like, I'm Yoruba. I'm like, okay. So exactly. When I say Nigerian, something comes to mind. When I say specifically Igbo or Yoruba, something comes to mind, right? It's like, yeah. What comes to mind when I say American? Okay. That's what you have to hand down to your child, which is why your mother is on your back right now. The look on his face. It looked like, that looked like, oh, the Sufi's cloak. It was one of those. I love doing that to people. If you know what that is, the Sufi's cloak. I got that book right there too, right? Where he was just like, wow, okay, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, tell your mom I said hi. Because I could just see, like, he was like, oh, I got to go talk to my mom and tell her I'm sorry. And it was funny. I was thinking about that and I saw something come across my stream on Instagram, right? And it was somebody. If y'all might know who I'm talking about. And if you're in here, yes, I'm talking about you. No shade, no offense or anything. I'm just making an observation, right? And some of y'all might know who this is. I have no problems with this brother, and I've worked with him. I have no problems with him. I just have an issue with what I'm seeing him doing and how some people support what he's doing. So I saw him commenting on how he was on the bus with his feds and his child, and somebody commented like, yeah, I know we in Morocco, right? And he was like, yeah, I'm a Moor. And I'm just looking at this dude like, I saw your video with your mom. Your mom is Nigerian, okay? I've seen many videos of your family. Lovely family. Y'all look very happy. Your daughter was born on 4/20. And happy birthday to her, right? But I'm just like, those aren't Moors. You're not a Moor. She's not. And it's nothing offensive, because Noble Drew Ali said he's a universal prophet, but he came to Moorish Americans, right? And I'm just like, it's an issue because I look at it as a mother, okay? Because I saw your mother, lovely lady, right? Looked like she did as much as she could do. And you're throwing away what she gave you. If my daughter actually did that, right? I have had dreads all of her life. She had dreads until she cut them out herself, and then she started wearing a wig. She's in her 20s. I'm just waiting for her to be done with it. And she's in college. It's like, yeah, I understand. I had braids. Your version is a wig. I get it. Just don't put on no contacts or like wear blonde and we're good, right? But that ache that you're trying to cover up your crown, basically. I don't like that. I can't imagine if she started telling people she was black. I would be so hurt, right? And I'm just like, again, we are not all Moors. And I posted my video. The prophet laid out exactly who's a Moorish American. Not necessarily, I don't know about Moorish Africans. I never heard of that before. Maybe that's a thing, right? Moorish Europeans, I guess, right? But I'm speaking specifically on Moorish Americans because everybody else seems to be straight. They all have flags, especially if you have a flag, right? Again, folks trying to claim to be black. If you already had something you were claiming, stay over there because it looks real suspect that now all of a sudden you trying to be over here, right? Just like right now, who's that? Ghana and Uganda just discovered mountains of gold. All these people now all of a sudden, watch, they're gonna find all these Hindus. I bet you the Hindus are gonna try to be like, hey, I got a Ugandan princess in my family. Some nonsense like that. Right? It's like, man, know your history. This is why I love history, because you can see stuff coming from a mile away. Right? And I'm so sick of what's being Moorish, right? Being offered up again by those who are not Moors, right? And those who don't get to determine who it is. And it's crazy, the ones who are doing it are mostly male and mostly childless. You don't have no skin in this game. So me, if I seem a little passionate, it's because I have daughters, okay? And I'm guessing they're going to want to have children, and I want to make sure that what I give them to give to their children will not be commoditized like everything else has been because we've been calling ourselves Black, right? We should be tired of this stuff. We have to share everything. All right. And I especially have a huge problem with sharing. All right. A little insight into myself, real quick, and I'm about to get off this thing. I have an identical twin. Okay. We both look just like our mother. Okay. So I have to share my birthday and my face so far. And then I have a daughter. Her birthday is on my birthday. You understand how I don't like sharing, right? And our people always have to share. Who came up with, when they say hip hop, do they credit Black? They say Black people came up with it, but it belongs to the world. Jazz, we came up with it. It belongs to the world. And then eventually, it doesn't even belong. Rock and roll ain't credit. They will eventually get to crediting it to us after like pulling all the teeth out their mouth, that kind of thing. But why did that happen? Because we weren't able to slap Moorish on it from jump. If Black was on it, Black was on it, right? And now country music, perfect example. Perfect. The first guy to record in the Grand Ole Opry and gave it the name Grand Ole Opry was a brother. Yeah. But you got to go down there and look it up. Now it's online, but somebody had to go down there, dig into their archives, and then put it up there. See how far you had to dig? Because once upon a time it was ours, but nationality is it reserves, that colorable stuff, it fades. Okay. So now it belongs to the world, right? Or belongs to the Black people, the ones who ain't really, they can't come up with nothing. So they just got to wait for you to forget who you are and then they claim your stuff, right? So anyway, we are not all Moors. All right. If you ain't a Moor, you don't get to say who's a Moor. If your mother raised you with something, why don't you respect? I'm talking about the people who have flags. I am not talking about so-called Black people who are raised with anything except what other people have given them. Okay. For better or for worse, right? Like the island, those are Moorish Americans. The islands are the Americas, right? You have a flag, okay? You have traditions that are like behind that flag. We don't have that here. I wish we could take something like that for granted. We don't have that here. Again, it goes back to that, oh, it's not that bad. You're not the one in labor. You're not the one that went through this. You're not the one that's still dealing with this because you actually have a history. No matter whatever it's worth, you have one that you can claim that it got your face on it. All right. For whatever it's worth, and no matter how corrupt and all that stuff, right? So I'm talking to the people who don't have a flag. All right. If you do have a flag, hush. I'm not talking to you. Unless you're trying to claim something that ain't yours, then I am talking to you. So, yeah, like I said, they're trying to turn our suffering into a metaphor so it can be exploited when convenient, right? Can I say, and I brought this up before, can I say we're all Chinese, right? When this actually happened, when a foreign power introduces drugs into your community for the sake of like just destabilizing it and ruining a whole generation, right? Do we say we're all or Chinese? Because that's what happened to the Chinese. In case you don't know your history, I've said it before. The Opium Wars 1 and 2. You need to do your research. It's crazy, and then you won't feel so bad about what's going on with this fentanyl stuff, right? Karma is amazing. Anyway, that's what happened. So they pumped opium into the Chinese community, okay, to ruin it, so they could like exploit the people and steal their resources. They pumped crack into the Black community, so they could ruin and exploit the resources. Did the Black folks turn around and say, we all Chinese? We are not all Moors. That's mine. You have your own stuff. I can't help it if your history is so whack and lame and flavor-free that you got to claim mine, right? Go fight for something, and then you'll be more interesting. I think that's what the difference. Everybody want to be us because they're weak, and you appreciate our strength. You wish you were. You wish you were. Stop giving our stuff away. These people are not worthy. They're proving it every day. Just by the fact, just like where the prince disguised as that pauper, they're proving every day they don't deserve to be around us. Don't honor, it's bad enough you're around me. I am not going to honor you by saying you're one of me. And I know you're not, right? Why am I the one saying it? And why am I the one saying you're a Moor? Or why is some foreigner? Okay? We are all Moors. No, we're not. I think that's it. Because I'm getting heated. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm done. All right. So anyway, Allah willing, certifiedmoorish.org and com will be up this weekend. The site looks great. I should just show it to you right now. It works. It's working. Blah 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 blah. It's there. And yeah. So and one last announcement. I don't know if he's in here. I talked to a brother, and y'all hearing it first. There is in the works the next Moorish meetup. It's going to be sometime either late July or early August, right? At we're aiming for the Schomburg Museum in New York. I actually talked to the brother. I got a beacon, right? And he seems very excited and rip raring and ready to go, that kind of thing. So yeah, start saving your pennies. Start looking at rentals, blah 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 blah. Because it's a meetup, you on your own. I'm gonna make the itinerary and all that stuff. And so yeah, so far I know we'll be going to the Schomburg Museum. I keep saying museum, it's a library, but I know they got some stuff up in there, and I'm gonna try to see if we can get in there. If not, we just gonna have a lecture. I'm gonna have a debate or a discussion. I said debate, so maybe it'll be that with a brother. The working title is Legacy Building in the Empire State, because the brother is Demetrius Seifel Bey. He has out a book, Polygamy More Wet, on Moorish polygamy. And I will be digesting it and juxtaposing it with the Sisters Auxiliary Guidebook, and I think the Red Book too. And he never had a book release, so we're going to do that there. And we're going to discuss legacy building via polygamy in the Empire State. And of course, if you've ever been to one of these meetups, you know it's not just going to be a speech. We're going to go do some stuff too. And one of the stops, of course, is going to be Central Park. All right. And yes, we're going to try to keep it free because New York is expensive. I know it. And the best things in life, indeed, are free. They really are. And I want to see these dog-sized rats. That's what I want to go for. So that's what I got. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. That's going to be on Rise of the Moors / Moorish meetups. And yeah, we got some other stuff planned. And that's all I got for now. Happy Holy Day to the Moors. Make your meetings if you can. Oh, we got a temple directory on Certified Moorish too, if it comes up. But yeah. Other than that, Islam Moors, happy Holy Day. And I will see you this time again next week. Peace and love, and bye-bye, y'all. Thank you for joining. I appreciate y'all. Bye-bye. That was what's up.